Well, good morning, County Council. It is 10 o'clock. We'll bring the meeting to order. And if you join me in the singing of Canada, of Old Canada.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh,
Thank you. Once is enough for now. Madam Clerk, would you take the roll call, please?
Councillor Mackey,
Present.
Councillor McKay, Councillor Carlton, Councillor Pringle, Councillor McQueen, Councillor Nielsen,
Present.
Councillor Patterson, Councillor Dickert, Councillor Kentner,
Present.
Councillor Keaveney, Councillor Body, Councillor Gregg, Warden Milne,
Present.
Councillor Dobreen, Councillor Matrosovs, Councillor Bourdignon,
Present.
Councillor Eccles, Councillor Hutchinson. You have all members in attendance today.
Thank you, Tara. Before we begin, I want to respectfully acknowledge that we are gathering on the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe Nation, the people of the Three Fires, known as Ojibwe, Odawa, and Potawatomi nations. And further, we give thanks to the Chippewas of Saugeen and the Chippewas of Nawash, known collectively as the Saugeen Ojibwe Nation, the traditional keepers of these lands and waters since time immemorial. To our south lies the traditional territories of the Six Nations of the Grand River and the Haudenosaunee. We are dedicated to honoring the Indigenous history and culture and committed to moving forward in the spirit of truth, reconciliation, and friendship with all First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people. Is there any declaration of interest regarding any agenda item on today's council agenda? Seeing none, if one should arise during the course of the meeting, of course, you can declare it at that time. Adoption of the minutes. We have the minutes from County Council and Committee of the Whole dated June 13th. Someone care to move that motion, please? Councillor Body, Councillor Keaveney, any discussion? All those in favor? That is carried. We also have the closed meeting Committee of the Whole minutes dated June 13th as well. Someone move those, please. Councillor Patterson, Councillor Mackey. Any discussion? All those in favor? That is carried as well. There are no closed meeting matters. We have a report here regarding it's the minutes from the Grey Bruce Board of Health dated February 23rd, March 22nd, and April 26th. Someone move adoption of those minutes. Councillor Dickert, seconded by Councillor Dobreen. Thank you. There's Dr. Eric. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Warden. Good morning, Council.
If you have anything to add to the minutes, sir, please go ahead.
Just in summary, the minutes from these months has two main items are strengthening public health and measles. On strengthening public health, it was all good news, relatively good news. There was increase of 1% announced from the ministry for 3 years with an inflation rate that qualifies for a budget cut. However, it's better than the 0% for the past few years. A number of health units had to have group layoffs. Grey Bruce weathered the storm without any group layoffs. The public health standards are being reviewed, and the ministry has offered the field opportunity to have opinion on the changes that are coming. For the voluntary merger that was offered as well, our board explored the opportunity with the neighboring health units, and the decision was not to proceed with any merger on that front. The second item was the measles. The council and throughout the province, there was messaging about measles and the risk of measles with the lower vaccines for the past 3 months. And my update to the council was always, I don't have high level of concern about this item. We have solid numbers, and obviously March was the cutoff for going over the hump for those type of infections circulation. So in Grey Bruce, there was no reported cases of measles. So all in all, relatively good news. In public health, we're always trying to avoid an emergency or trying to avoid a situation that's dire. So when it didn't happen or doesn't happen, it is relatively good news. Open to questions as always, Mr. Warden, and I'll turn it to the floor.
Thank you, Dr. Era. Are there any questions for Dr. Era? Councillor Gregg.
Thank you, and through you, Warden. I do just have one question in the April minutes under section 8.0, 8.2, which is the medical officer of health. It's an update standing item. It says the board had a discussion on potential mergers and passed the following 2 motions. Only one motion is noted in the minutes below that. I'm just wondering if that was just an error. The inclusion of the word 2 is a mistake, or something is missing from that.
That's a really good question. I have no idea. Dr. Era, can you respond to that, please?
Thank you for pointing that out. The council emailed me ahead of time, which was great, and I just asked admin to look into this. It could be either a typo error, or there could be 2 motions to receive the 2 items under the MOH update, and we'll look into the recording from that meeting, and we can bring the minutes to the board to adjust accordingly if need be.
Is that okay, Councillor Gregg? Yep. All right, good. Any other questions for Dr. Era? Councillor Carlton, you're the chair. Do you have anything to add as well? No, you're good? Okay, I'll call the question. All those in favor of receiving these minutes? That is carried. Thank you, Dr. Era. Always appreciative of your time.
Thank you.
Bylaws. We have a bylaw there regarding acquisition of certain lands in the municipality of West Grey. I believe these are the lands related to our new paramedic station. Yes. Someone care to move that motion? Sorry. Oh, right. This is that little, right. The bulb. Right. That's what it is. Sorry. Regarding Rockwood Terrace on Rock Street, I think it is, just off. Yes. Okay. All right. The warden's awake now. So that's good. Someone move that. Councillor Hutchison, thank you. And Councillor DeBreen, thank you very much. Any questions on this? Or is there a report? You want to do them both together? I think we'll just take this one and then we'll do the confirming second. Any questions? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? That is carried. Now we have the confirming bylaw. Someone care to move that? Councillor Eccles, seconded by Councillor Carlton. Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor? That is carried. That's good. So that's all the business for the agenda. Good news and celebrations. I want to take the time or the opportunity to reiterate the news that Grey County's long-term care services have been accredited with exemplary standing, which is the highest level, I understand, by Accreditation Canada. And this is no small feat. And on behalf of County Council, I want to extend my congratulations and gratitude to Director Cornell and the entire long-term care staff, volunteers, residents, and their families. For those that may not know, Grey County has been working towards this for up to 2 years now. The accreditation program is entirely voluntary, but it is a way for long-term care homes, and indeed any healthcare facility, to show a commitment to quality and continuous improvement, and has a number of valuable tools to support service enhancements. Back in May, we went through a week-long on-site survey, and I understand some of the council were involved. During these visits, we were evaluated on 659 standards. Our team successfully met 658 of those, and I'm not at all surprised to learn that action is already happening to meet that one missed standard. Although to call it a missed standard, I understand it was like right on the bubble. So it was close to a perfect score, but we're going to call it a perfect score, right? Yeah. On Monday, CEO Kim, myself, Jennifer, Randy, Councillor Mackey made visits to all three homes to talk to staff and congratulate them on the accreditation and to help celebrate this huge accomplishment together. I will note that chocolate was involved. So congratulations, Jennifer, and everyone who contributes to our long-term care communities. I think this is incredibly good news, and we're very proud of our long-term care facilities, as we have been all along. Jennifer, do you have anything you wish to? Oh, Councillor Mackey, go ahead, sir.
Thanks, Mr. Warden, and morning, County Council. I just wanted to add to Warden Millen's comments. Councillor Keaveney and Councillor Patterson and myself had an opportunity to participate, a very small part, around the governance. So I was very happy when the report came out that the governance met the standards, and I'm sure you were too, Mr. Warden. But the best part was sitting in on the debrief after the 3 days where we had all the senior management team and the two evaluators or the two accreditors spoke in regards to the operations that they had, oversaw. As you mentioned, 659 different standards. So, I mean, it was 3 days of a lot of work, and they dug deep down into the operations of our long-term care. And, some of the comments that were made through the debrief, that we were setting the standard. Our dedicated care partners, the Color It story, they were very impressed with everything that they had seen. And, we had our senior managers from long-term care there, and they put their heart and soul into long-term care. And to see the validation through a external third party, it was great to see. So it was touching, to see that hard work, pay off. When you look up, Mr. Warden, when you look up exemplary, this is what you get: deserving honor, respect, and admiration. And I think we need to show that to all of our long-term care team. The other thing, of such high quality that it should serve as an example to be imitated. And the accreditors did say that they would be passing along a lot of the best practices that they saw in our long-term care. They were going to be forwarding along. The one accreditor said, if I had to be in a long-term care facility, I'd want to be in a Grey County one. The other accreditor said, I'd like to work for the long-term care team in Grey County. So that speaks volumes to what they saw when they did their review. So thank you, Jennifer, and your entire team.
Thank you, Councillor Mackey. Incredible. Jennifer, please.
Well, thank you. I wasn't exactly expecting to need tissues for this portion of the Good News and Celebration. Thank you so much. I'm immensely proud of the team and in every department, in every role. The resident involvement, the family member involvement, it's truly what makes our Grey County long-term care homes homes. And while we've been actively working on accreditation for 2 years, we've been in a decade-long journey of culture change from the medical model that was traditional in long-term care homes to a social model of care. And it's underpinned by our words for person-centered care, which is to color it your way. And it's really taking a holistic approach to the experience of the people that live in our homes, and also the people that work in our homes and the people that visit. And it's wonderful to have this third party acknowledgement to say that we're on the right track and we're doing good work. And we still have opportunities to build on that quality journey. And so thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Jennifer. Councillor DeBreen, I believe you have an item for good news and celebrations.
I do. Thank you, Warden Milne. Good morning, County Council. It's my privilege to welcome Elizabeth Simpson Hill to our gallery today. She hails from Bradford, but she is one of 3 individuals participating in the Association of Municipalities of Ontario Youth Fellowship Program. She's going to spend the day with us, and she's going to be able to meet with staff this afternoon to further her education and experience here in Grey County. One of Elizabeth's lifelong goals is to become an elected official and community builder. Her academic pursuits are in political science and urban studies with a keen interest in climate action, housing affordability, and healthy democracy. So it's no wonder that she is also part of the AMO Healthy Democracy Project. Elizabeth is fiercely passionate about grassroots municipal governance, working to increase community belonging and togetherness. She observed that a sense of community was on the decline, and it aligned with a decline in municipal voting. Her observation, this inspired her to work for Magna Corporation's nonprofit Neighborhood Network Project. As a community relations intern, she works to build better communities by connecting volunteers with not-for-profit organizations. I think Elizabeth is doing things that we hold near and dear to our heart. So I'm not sure who is mentoring who at this point in time, but I do know that Elizabeth is well on her way to building a stronger community, both in Bradford and beyond. So welcome, Elizabeth, to County Council.
Thank you, Councillor DeBreen, and welcome, Elizabeth. I met Elizabeth a few minutes ago. She's a lovely young woman. Anyone else have any other good news to say? Councillor Carlton.
So Canada Day in Georgian Bluffs will start on Monday morning at 8 o'clock with yoga on the pier, followed at 9 o'clock by some welcoming from the township, and the warden is going to be there. Rick Byers is going to be there. And then later in the day, it will move out to, and I should say followed by breakfast afterwards, put on by Heat and Eat. And then later in the day, it moves to Cobble Beach. So starting 4:30 to 6 is live music on the patio with Paige Warner. 6 to 9 is live music by Board of Education on the wedding green. And 9 o'clock, the Bagpipers rendition of O Canada, followed by the fireworks show. So free for all people to show up and take part in Canada Day in Georgian Bluff. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. And I do look forward to being there on Canada Day, although please don't try to imagine the warden in yoga pants. Councillor Keaveney.
Thank you, Mr. Warden. Good morning, everyone. And of course, I have to talk about Canada Day in Meaford. And our celebrations actually begin on Saturday with a concert at Meaford Hall featuring all local talent. Paige Warner will be there along with jazz guitarist Michael Gagliardi. So that begins the celebration. Sunday the 30th is all about Annan, where the Optimists entertain with games, music, food, fireworks, and that's from 6 until 10:30 at the ballpark. And July 1st starts off at our Meaford Harbor with a Rotary Pancake Breakfast at 8 o'clock, followed by the Citizen of the Year presentation, flag raising, games, music, the Rotary Barbecue, and a vintage car show with, of course, 150 cars registered in honor of our 150th anniversary. Festivities follow in Bognor beginning at 6:30 with, again, live music, classic car show, and motorcycle show, old-fashioned games, and the most fantastic fireworks display you can ever imagine is hosted by the volunteers in Bognor, and, of course, cupcakes all around. So Meaford is the place to be. Thank you.
Thank you, Shirley. Councillor Patterson.
Thank you, Warden, and good morning, County Council. We're a little more laid back in Hanover. We're not starting till 11 on Canada Day. So we do have lots of entertainment, live entertainment, also children's activities, and a special ceremony for induction into our Labyrinth of Distinction. So if you're out and about traveling around to the different celebrations, you're welcome to come to Hanover. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. Anyone else? Councillor Eccles. Thank you, and I would be remiss to say if that Durham Lions are putting on, I think, their 15th annual Durham Loves Canada Day. And in recognition of Georgian Bluffs and Hanover and other ones, we don't start until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So you can enjoy a little bit of an appetizer until you get to the main show, which is in West Grey for Canada Day celebrations. Large will be live music, different events going on. Tug of war, I believe. I see our police chief. Sorry about that. Our police chief in the back. There'll be a tug of war between the emergency groups, fire departments, the police department, and anybody else that wants to put a team in for a tug of war to get have the Spirit Award for that. Children's games, they have a large bouncy castle, and it is directed towards children. And the nice part about it, everything is free, and with the fireworks display, and we've coordinated that with the municipality to the east of us. Hope I don't steal some of your thunder, Mayor McQueen, Councillor. But Priceville has their Canada Day celebrations as well at Stoddard Hall. So if you really want to see a dual fireworks display, somewhere around Grey Road 23 and Grey Road 4, if you sit on one of those hills, you'll be able to watch either direction from the east or the west with the most spectacular fireworks display that you will see in Grey County. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Councillor McQueen.
Thank you, Mr. Warden. I thought the Mayor of West Grey was saying there's going to be two municipalities there and there's going to be some real fireworks, but anyway. So we start in Grey Highlands on June 30th. The Friends of the Faversham Community Center have fireworks that evening, along with the Kinsmen will be hosting a pork chop dinner at 7 o'clock. The next morning, the Grey Highlands Museum, used to be the Southeast Grey Museum, friends of that group will be having a breakfast at the Kinplex from 8 to 11. And then later on in that evening, as Mayor Eccles said, that the Priceville community will be having their evening of entertainment. We will be speaking, I think, around 7 o'clock, Mr. Eccles. I think that's what we normally are. And then they have a evening of entertainment with the fireworks to follow. So lots of things happening in our area along with Grey County. And it's great to see because I think it just shows that Grey County is alive and doing well.
Thank you, sir. Councillor Matrosovs.
Thank you. Through you, the warden. So as a proud member of our local Legion, our Beaver Valley Legion, we have our lineup stunning at 8 o'clock in the morning. People will be lining up for 350 people to come through for the pancake breakfast. It starts at 8:30. So maybe you can fit that in, Councillor Eccles, before you start all of your stuff. I am on duty for pouring syrup, so there you go. And then after that, we begin our parade in Clarksburg, and it goes up the hill and all the way down into downtown Thornbury. And so that means that we land there, and that begins at 11 o'clock. And then at noon, we do our celebration with cupcakes for Canada and singing "O Canada." And then down at the harbor, we will be including a display of the OPP, and the Coast Guard will be there on display showing what they do for first responders on the water, and our fire trucks will be there too. And then for the rest of all weekend long, including fireworks, our Blue Mountain Resort, which is in our town of the Blue Mountains, offers all sorts of activities for families throughout the weekend.
Thank you, Andrea. Councillor Body.
Thank you, Warden Milne. Two items. Last Friday, we unveiled the first Tom Thompson art painting to be donated to the gallery in over 20 years. Tom painted for approximately 7 years, and his progress from the start to the end was really amazing. This is an early one. It's small. You can see in it where he was going, and the neat part is that it was painted at Harrison Park here in Owen Sound. The show at the gallery right now is what Tom painted in early years in this area, leaf around the whole area. A few years ago, they found some a roll of film of his that they have printed, and there's a print of what he had taken the picture of what he painted in a black and white, and then there's a colored photo next to it of what it looks like now. So I encourage everyone to go in and see it. It's pretty cool. And I appears that I'm late this morning to the Canada Day party, but Owen Sound never likes to be the last one to start the party. Therefore, we're starting the Sound Waterfront Festival tomorrow, being Friday, and having a 4-day Canada Day style party. You know, Canada Days are often traditionally done the way they've been done forever, and on Sound and Canada isn't the same as it used to be. And we're trying to do reconciliation. And tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, we're actually raising the Saugeen Ojibwe Nation flag next to the I get it backwards, the Gitche Name Wikwudong Reconciliation Gardens, and the warden was at it the other day, and we thank him for coming. That land where Kelso Beach and Nawash Park was the original Nawash village, and it's right there. The treaties are all signed and done in that area. So trying to pull in the Indigenous part of it is an important part of celebrating Canada Day, not excluding Indigenous people from Canada Day. And then there's a youth day on Saturday, and then more music and things all weekend long that can be found on the website. So it's going to be a fun weekend in Owen Sound. And we found out last night the tall ships are coming. So I believe it's either Playfair or the other one, Pathfinder. I think it's Playfair that's coming in on the 29th, I believe, for a couple of days. So that's always special to see it float up the harbor. Thanks.
Thank you, Ian. Councillor DeBreen.
Thank you, Warden Milne. And I would be remiss not to boast about our own fireworks display over the Holstein Pond. You not only get to view them in the sky, but you get to view the reflection in the pond. So pretty special in Holstein on Monday, July 1st at dusk. But we also have the Agra Fair and Rodeo starting on Saturday at 4 p.m., running through to the fireworks display on Monday. We have Canada Day, JCI's Canada Day Connects, musical entertainment, live entertainment with a very delicious meal, free for all at noon at the McIntyre Building in Dundalk on July 1st. And we also have Summer Dreams Car Show on July 1st, brought to you by the Optimist Center, and that will be in Jubilee Park in Holstein as well. So we all have a weekend filled of wonderful things to do, and everything is there for us to enjoy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Barb. Thank you indeed. Thank you to everyone. It's going to be a busy weekend. Anyone else? I have one motion left to adjourn the council meeting until before we start our committee of the whole. Councillor Patterson and Councillor McKay. All those in favor? That is carried. So we'll just take a moment.